goal. That is where you want to be. What do you want to do? What do you see yourself as? Once you have an idea of what it is you want, then you can begin to figure out how to get there. As in anything in life, you need to know where you want to go before you start going there. The second thing in training is that once you have an idea of where you want to go, then you need to pick your specific type of training to reach that goal. I truly believe it's an art, it's a skill, it's something you develop just like anything else. If your goal is to be toned, in shape, then your training may differ from someone who simply needs to lose weight. If your goal is to run a marathon, be very, very energetic, that is, endurance-wise, then your training may be very different from someone who wants to be a bodybuilder. My type of training is to sculpture the body, become somewhat sort of like a bodybuilder, not like the 200-pound guys, but to be able to be a normal, physically sculptured person. So my type of training will be different from someone else's. How would you train if your goal is to be defined, create definition, and be toned? Well, certainly cardio is important, and also some weight training would help. In other words, if you want to define the body and grow your muscle, then of course some sort of weights might be necessary in order to do that. If your goal is simply to tone, then a lot of calisthenics and cardio will reach that goal. As far as specifics is concerned, when we talk about sculpturing the body, I like to focus on specific areas. The chest, the back, the arms, the legs, and the abs. Can't leave the abs. A lot of people leave the abs because it is difficult or not as important to some people as working the chest, the legs, and the back. The problem with that is that, to me, it just seems not as symmetric if you do work the chest and lose the abs. So, what I like to do is focus on different areas and different days. Sometimes I'll double up. I'll do chest, back. I'll do legs, chest, legs, arms, arms by itself sometimes. I like to just rotate, change it up a little bit so that my body, as I say, don't get used to it. I like a bit of variety, and sometimes you shock the body with something new and get different result. 90% of my training is a bit of circuit combined with compound, combined with superset training. Time of essence for me, you may have a lot of time. You may have 2-3 hours to be in the gym. In that case, you can work out, rest for a few minutes, work out, rest for a few minutes, and it's fine with you. I do not. I want to be in and out in 45, an hour, or maybe an hour and a half. So I compound my training. I'll do a bench press followed by curls, or I'll do a bench press followed by a decline bench press, followed by curls, followed by tricep. And that's the way I train, to speed things up and at the same time shock the body into getting results. I find that it works for me. And to this end, I do want to say this. Your workout may work well for you, but not for someone else. A good friend of mine transferred her home into a gym. She works out there and it works best for her. She's in phenomenal shape. Some people I've met cannot work out at home. They need to be in a gym environment. I, for my part, like both. I have a gym at home and I also go to the gym. There's just some things where as a guy's concerned that you need that's in the gym. I mean, unless you have the space and the availability to have hundreds of pounds at home, sometimes you need certain type of machine that's just not conducive for home, depending on the type of gym you have at home, of course. So, in essence, for arms, I like to focus on tricep, bicep. Chest, I like to do at least 3 different types of workouts. Bench, decline, incline to focus on chest. For legs, you got squats, leg press, leg curls. For the back, you got bent over rows, got lat pull down, and you also have the seated rows. My goal when I train a particular body part is to do at least 3 different exercises for that particular body part. If possible, I like to keep my reps 6 to 8, 3 reps a piece if possible. I always like to warm up. I find that if you do not warm up, then injury is more prone. The problem with injury is that it knocks you out for weeks, months, and then you're back to where you started, and progress goes downhill. The biggest challenge though to training, or if you would say the art of training, as in anything else, is to be consistent. You need to be consistent if you intend to reach your goal, like anything else. Once we're consistent, then we can adjust accordingly, according to our training. So, here goes. When it comes to training, a couple of things is needed. We need to have a goal, need to know where we're going. Once we know where we're going, we can pick that form of training that'll help us get there. When it comes to body sculpture and body building, I like to focus on different body parts as I train. Sometimes I combine them, sometimes I work them separately. As far as sets and repetition is concerned, I like to do at least 3 sets, 6 to 8 repetitions. Sometimes a little lower, sometimes a little higher, but that's just generally where I am. With a particular body part, for example chest, I like to pick at least 3 different exercises to work that body part from 3 different angles if possible. Same with arms, back, and leg. And of course, we need to be consistent if we're going to develop that art, if we're going to fine-tune and figure out how to be progressive and to get where we need to go. Later on, we'll talk about specific exercise that can focus on different areas. For now, I'm Kelly, and this is The Art of Training. Thanks for joining me.
NovaCare.com. Yeah.